Welcome dear friends. Myself Vivek Suresh Jede, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of Biochemistry, Arts and Science College, Pulgaon, District Wardha. Today's topic is high energy compound. Dear friends, you have already studied about the ATP and how its structure is favored the high energy compound to make it as high energy compound. You all know about that. In today's lecture, we learn more about the high energy compound and other various compounds which are considered as high energy compounds. Let's start. Definition. All high energy compounds are also known as energy rich compounds. The compounds in the biological system which on hydrolysis yields free energy equal or greater than that of ATP, that is delta G is equal to minus 7.3 kilocalories per mole or more. Such type of compounds are known as high energy compounds. And the compounds which yields less than minus 7.3 kilocalories per mole are considered as low energy compounds. Most of the high energy compounds have phosphate bond in their structure and hence they are considered as high energy phosphates. The bond in the energy compound which yields energy upon hydrolysis are called as high energy bonds, and these bonds are designated by symbol squiggle. This symbol is suggested by Lippmann. The energy that is actually available to do work is known as free energy. Change in free energy is denoted by delta G and also known as Gibbs free energy. The endergonic processes which has delta G0 will be positive and exergonic processes which gives the delta G, that is negative, because it liberates large amount of energy. High energy compounds are mainly has 5 groups. First one is pyrophosphate. Second one is enol phosphates. Third one is acyl phosphates. Fourth one is thiophosphates, and fifth one is guanidophosphates, or it is also known as phosphogenes. All the 5 groups has phosphate in their structure except thiol phosphate, which has sulfur in their structure, which we already seen in previous lecture. First one is pyrophosphate. The energy compound in the pyrophosphates are acid anhydride bonds. These bonds are formed by the condensation of acid groups or its derivatives, and its best example is ATP. Next, enol phosphates. Enol phosphates, the bond which is present is enol phosphate bond, and this it is formed when phosphate group attached to the hydroxyl group which is bonded to the carbon atom having the double bond, and best example is phosphoenol pyruvate. Third one is acyl phosphate. Acyl phosphate has the best example is 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate. The high energy bond in this compound formed by the reactions between carboxylic acid group and phosphate group. Fourth one is thiol phosphate. Thiol phosphate, here the high energy phosphate is absent, bond is absent. Instead of high energy phosphate, thioester bond is present. Thioester bonds results from the reaction between thiol and carboxyl acid group, and the best example is acetyl CoA. Fifth one is guanidinophosphate, also known as phosphogens. The bond is known as guanidinophosphate bonds. It is formed by the attachment of the phosphate group to the guanidine group, and most important compound with the bond is phosphocreatine. Here is the comparison which we can easily understand, with which we can easily understand the difference between the high energy compound and low energy compound. The compounds which are situated upper side of the ATP is known as high energy compound because their free energy change is more than that of the minus 30.5 kilojoule per mole, and the below compounds are known as low energy compounds because they has the less energy change than that of the ATP. So you can easily understand with the help of single table how the high energy and low energy compounds are placed. Next, let's see phosphoenol pyruvate. The structure of, if you see the structure of phosphoenol pyruvate, you will find that phosphoenol pyruvate is hydrolyzed into pyruvate, that is enol form or keto form, and when it is hydrolyzed it gives large amount of free energy change, that is minus 61.9 kilojoule per mole. Phosphoenol pyruvate contains a phosphate ester bond and undergoes to yield enol form of the pyruvate. Enol form of pyruvate can immediately tautomerize to form the stable keto form of the pyruvate. Because of the phosphoenol pyruvate has only one form, that is enol, and the product pyruvate has the two possible forms, the product is more stable than that of the relative reactant, and this favors the hydrolysis, and that's why large amount of energy is liberated, and that large amount of energy is equivalent to minus 61.9 kilojoule per mole. Next one is creatine phosphate. Creatine phosphate is a compound which is present in the muscle in the form of phosphocreatine, and when it is converted into the creatine, it liberates large amount of energy. Creatine phosphate is a high phosphate compound and act as the storage form of energy in the muscle and provides a small but ready source of energy during first few seconds of intense muscular contraction. The amount of the creatine phosphate in the body is proportional to the muscle mass, and creatine phosphate gives immediate energy when it is converted into the creatine for the muscular activity. Here is the picturization with which you can visualize that how creatine phosphate is converted into creatinine and how the energy is get utilized to form the ATP molecules. Next one is 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate is actually the compound which has the phosphate at its terminal end, and when it releases the phosphate, it liberates large amount of free energy change, that is equal to minus 49.3 kilojoule per mole, and this energy is utilized to form two ATP molecules. If you see the glycolysis, in that glycolysis there is a step which is called as energy yielding step, and in this step you can find that 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate is converted into 3-phosphoglycerate, and here the large amount of ATP, that is 2 ATPs, are formed with the help of 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate energy. Role of the high energy compound at a glance. You can see the role of high energy compound. If you see the ATP-ADP cycle and other high energy compound state, you will find that the high energy compound are situated upper side of the ATP ADP cycle and which gives the phosphate. For example, here succinyl CoA, phosphoenol pyruvate, 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate, oxidative phosphorylation state and creatinine phosphate gives the phosphate, that is high energy phosphate, to the ATP molecules, and these high energy phosphate compound which convert the ADP into the ATP, and in this way you will find that the energy which are formed with the help of this high energy phosphate is stored in the form of ATP, and that ATP energy is given to the low energy compound like glucose 6 phosphate, other phosphorylation reactions, glucose 6 bisphosphorate and glycerol 3 phosphate. And in next picture you will get the clear idea how the high energy compounds through ATP gives energy to the low energy compound to perform their activity. Summary, you can visualize at a glance that what are the other high energy compound than that of the ATP, that is phosphoenol pyruvate, which has the high delta G value, that is minus 61.9 kilojoule per mole. Then 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate, which has high delta G0 value, that is minus 49.3 kilojoule per mole, and phosphocreatinine, which has high delta G value, that is minus 43 kilojoule per mole. And here you can understand the high energy compound. With this remark, thank you for patiently listening the lecture. Thank you.